Hello everybody! So, oh sorry, Finley, he wants to sit here, but he's just, oh yeah, sorry. Wearing my house shoes, just got off of work. Wanted to shoot a quick video because I felt like this was something that means a lot to me, and it just seems appropriate. I don't know, it just spoke to me and I really wanted to post something about it. But let's address the huge, big, amazing, wonderful, exciting news that the elephant is in the room. My sweet baby niece, Remy Soul Triffy, has arrived. Char and Allie are super rock stars. She is absolutely perfect. I know I'm very biased because she is my niece and she's just absolutely amazing. But it's really funny because a lot of my friends have children and I'm Aunt Melissa or Aunt Mel to them, and it feels so good, you know, knowing that I'm playing a part in, you know, my friends' children's lives. But to have blood, to have a niece that's blood and I'm really an aunt is just, I'm just over the moon, beyond ecstatic, and there's just not really many words to say other than I'm just so happy, and we are very, very blessed. Our families just absolutely love and adore her already, and like I said, Char and Allie are super rock stars, and you guys are just gonna fall in love with her as much as the rest of us have. So yeah, so that's the big news, and I wanted to do a quick video because I've had a few people reach out to me recently, actually it's been over the last few months, about being single. So let's transition to the complete opposite polar end spectrum of what my brother and Allie are going through, which is establishing this beautiful new family together. And you have me, and I'm single, and I know that that sounds kind of bad, but it's really not. Do I want a family? Do I want to get married? Absolutely. There is no question in my mind that I am meant to be a mom one day. In what capacity? I don't know. I'm also meant to be a wife. I know that. I want to share my life with someone. It just hasn't happened yet. And I'm totally okay with that. So for anybody, let's just get that established really quickly, that this video isn't to say like, oh, I'm so sad I'm single. It's to empower those of you who are single and going through this process and this time in your life that I want you to embrace, because I have embraced it. It's taken me a while to get here. So as you all know, I was in a relationship, and we broke up about a year. Actually, it was over a year ago. And so this whole year, I've really been transitioning into different, I guess, roles of my life. And I wanted to share that with you because I've had a few girls reach out to me just saying, how are you, you know, going through being single? How are you managing this aspect of your life? And so I wanted to share 5 facts that I've learned about myself that maybe will help you all. And it may not. This might be a video that you guys aren't interested in watching, and that's totally okay. But I've made a vow to myself that the videos that I now put on YouTube is going to be something that speaks true to me. And this topic has kind of just spoken to me in the last few weeks, and I've really been contemplating even putting it out there because I don't want judgment, but then in the same sense, I just hope that maybe this will be able to help you. It'll also kind of tie into a few different series that I'm going to be putting out soon. And I'm titling it, get this, I Think I Know Stuff. What do you think? Do you like it? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know everything. Let me just preface that. I don't know everything. I can only speak to experience and what's helped me. So without further ado, let's list off the 5 things that I have learned about myself since being single, at least in my 30s. Let me also say that. So I was single also in my 20s, which we've talked about before. Completely different in your 30s. Let me just get that out of there. So, okay, let's go. That was a really long intro, but typical. Okay, the first thing that I have learned since being single in my 30s is the difference between being alone and being lonely. I think those two emotions are completely different. So I As you guys probably have heard in multiple videos, I love being alone. I really do. I enjoy being alone. I'm a homebody. I love my own space. I love my own time to myself. But adjusting to having the alone time without a significant other, or ever having the opportunity to have the significant other to your house anymore, is different. So it did get lonely. There were times that I felt lonely, and I felt myself resorting to things to fulfill the loneliness. So whether that is, you know, calling an ex, or going out to the bar, or getting on a dating app. There were things that I did to fulfill my loneliness, when in reality I should have been embracing the being alone part. So there's so many beautiful things that happen when you are able to spend time alone. I have, you know, really remodeled my house. I really dove deep into heart work. That's what I'm calling it. So instead of homework, I call it heart work, where I just sit with myself and I meditate and I journal, or I watch a webinar, and I learn and I dive deep internally into finding out what it is that makes me tick and what makes me unique, and what it is that my purpose is, what my purpose-driven life is. Like, what am I supposed to be pushing out to people, and how am I supposed to interact with people? So I've really taken time to understand the difference between being lonely and being alone. So if you find yourself being scared to be alone, and you put yourselves in these positions where maybe it's not true to your heart and it's just to fulfill this loneliness, really dive deep into that emotion and embrace that. Embrace being alone, because truly that's where you're going to find your inner peace. And I know that I'm probably preaching, and I don't mean to be, but there is a difference between being lonely and alone, and I want to kind of emphasize that and encourage you all to spend time doing some heart work. Yeah. So number 2 is something that I'm really learning to execute, I guess you'll call it. How do I say this nicely? We girls, guys, have to have, I won't say standards, because that sounds kind of abrupt. I will say guidelines. We have to have guidelines and have some kind of path or focus or idea of what we're looking for. So one of the things that I really hold true to myself is, if I'm asked out on a date, I almost expect, I guess that's kind of a big word, it's a strong word, for them to confirm, whether it's the day before, the night before, or 2 days before. The day of is kind of pushing it with me, to be honest with you, because I don't want a text message an hour before you're picking me up. And that sounds harsh, but guys, if you're thinking about a girl and you're getting ready to go on a date with her, let her know you're thinking of her. Let her know you're excited to go on a date with her. Girls, I know it sounds kind of backwards and being submissive and playing a role, but sometimes it's okay to let a man pursue you. And that's the other thing. I genuinely want to feel like you want to take me out on a date. You want to get to know me. You don't want to get to know me through the eyes of someone else or through social media. I want to take the time to actually get to know one another on a one-to-one basis. That also falls into, guys, girls, talk on the phone, FaceTime the crap out of each other. Take time to get to know each other and hear each other's voice before you go on a first date or a second date. If you met on a dating app, guys, give her a call and just say, hey, just wanted to, talk to you. I just wanted to hear your voice before we meet out. Girls, it might be freaky to you. You might be like, holy cow, he's calling me. What's wrong? Did he mean to butt dial me? Holy cow. Because I've done that before. But I embrace it now. I honestly love FaceTiming and talking to someone and getting to know them rather than just text messages, because text messaging becomes so, it becomes too easy. But, I just want to bring it back to the fact that, like, we must have guidelines, we must have standards. I think standards is just such a hard word for me to use, because it seems like it's you must have this and there's no leeway, and that's not the case. So in my mind, there's guidelines. So yeah, that's one of the things that I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this video, and but I don't care, because this is something that it's really been speaking to me, and a lot of my friends have been talking about it with me, and I've gotten some questions recently about dealing with being single, so here we are. So I hope this is okay. And this video is probably gonna go way too long, so I'm gonna be editing a lot. Anyway, number 3, I would say don't rush things. It is totally okay to take your time. Don't listen to your mom, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunts, your uncles, your friends, your bosses, anybody saying, hey, clock's ticking, let's get this going. You are on your own path, and nobody is going to be dictating that other than you, and if you believe in a higher power, the higher power. I think that there is a plan for everyone, and I know that my plan is working, and it's moving in the right direction, and I have grown into the person that that I feel my husband will love. So I think that's, you know, that's good, and it's on my own terms, and it's on my own time. And that also leads into number 4, love yourself. Holy cow, learn to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, they're not gonna know how to love you. If you feel like you genuinely, let's say you're a vegetarian. I am a strong vegetarian, and all of a sudden I meet someone who eats a ton of meat. That's okay, as long as you're okay with that. But don't chameleonize yourself to that person. Don't start eating meat if you don't believe in eating meat, just because he eats meat or she eats meat. You know, stay true to your values, stay true to your heart. Take a moment and really find what kind of hobbies you like and you enjoy. And, you know, I think paying attention to what you do in your alone time is really important, because that's going to get you through a relationship. I think it's super important to have your own life still. Keep those friends, and, you know, if you're a part of a networking group every Wednesday, don't stop going to that networking group just because you just started dating someone. Still go to that networking group. The person is going to fall in love with you because of who you are and what you are in the beginning, not who you mold to be in the end. So trust me, I've had to learn that kind of the hard way. And then finally, talk to people. I think it's okay if you're having a really hard time, find a counselor, talk to your friends, talk to your family, read. I've been watching a ton of webinars recently. So there's one webinar that my best friend actually sent to me maybe about 8 months ago, and I started watching it and I liked it, but it didn't speak to me at the time. Like it did, I was like, oh, this is a great, this means a lot, this makes sense, but I didn't follow it until about 2 months ago. I stumbled upon it again, and this time it really hit me in the feels, and it was called Relationship Goals. And like I said, this may or may not be for you, but for some reason it came across my feed again, and this time it really did make sense to me. And I'm not trying to push anything on anybody, I'm just telling you what has worked for me. So if you want to watch the series, it's called Relationship Goals. It's by Michael Todd. But anywho, this video has turned into a little bit longer than I anticipated. I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. I actually have a list of all of my ideas that I'm going to be doing next. And so I'm going to be doing different segments, and this one is going to be I Think I Know Stuff, which is kind of relationship, dating, how-tos, what I've learned, different questions, I guess it's kind of a Q&A, but I wanted to share with you different experiences that have happened in my life, and maybe that can help you all. I do want to do more of I'm going to be doing another segment series that I'm really excited about. I love the name of it. So I'm going to be doing something that's going to be more focused on work-life balance, career goals, interviewing skills, and then eventually maybe even introduce working out. Some of you guys have asked what has been my workout plan recently, what do I eat in a day, and kind of health wise. And I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a fitness expert, but all of these videos are going to be things that I've learned about myself through experience and what's worked for me. So I hope that you guys follow along on this journey. The next video will probably be in probably about a week, to be honest with you. I'm gonna spend as much time with my sweet baby Remy as possible. This weekend I've got a lot of things going on, so it's really exciting, but I will be posting a video within the next week, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video. Please go give Allie and Char lots and lots of love on the birth vlog, because I cry. I mean, seriously, if you guys have watched the birth vlog, like every single video that they posted since Remy's been born, I've cried, so there's that. But anyhow, I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more content, and I love you all. Thank you for being so supportive, and see you soon. And check out this guy. Just passed out. I gotta go work out now. Okay, bye!